Hey guys, welcome back for another product review. Today I've got a double header. I've got two new windscreens from Ermax that I'm going to be putting here on the FZ09/MT09, and we're going to compare exactly what we get as far as wind reduction, as far as how it feels to me, as far as looks, and I've got something cool coming up with the camera angles at the end during the test. Now we're also going to compare it to this basic Yamaha windscreen, which is just for looks. Seriously. I think they sell this just so they can make an extra 85 bucks on the bike because it looks horrendous with nothing up there. But I feel absolutely nothing with that as far as the wind. So that's going to be coming off. We're going to be putting these two on. Now they gave me my choice of what I wanted. So I've got two here. I've got the Touring, which is actually going to probably be the most useful as far as wind reduction. And I got it in clear because I figured if somebody's getting a touring windscreen, they're probably commuting on the bike, they're probably going through inclement weather, and they want to be able to look through the windscreen. It's going to be more for function than looks. So I just wanted it to look as good as possible with a larger windscreen. And then I got the smoke, the black smoke in the sport size, which is kind of in between what I have now, which is just the basics covering the gauge cluster, and a larger size. So this is probably going to do something for wind resistance, but it's small enough where, you know what, you can do a cool color with it, and they do have many options for both of these, and it'll probably still look really good because it's not really that huge. So let's go ahead and throw these on. First of all, my apologies to Ermax. This video was supposed to be up weeks ago, but I wanted to wait until my Insta360 camera came in and I got used to it because I think it'll be really cool for this test. So my apologies there. Second of all, very quickly, thank you to everybody that's been commenting about my weight loss. To hopefully briefly answer the flood of questions and comments, I'm on a very loose, very unstructured keto regimen. Basically, I just stay in ketosis. I eat once or twice a day, you know, reasonable amount of calories. I'm not hungry. I don't really think about it. I do some unintentional intermittent fasting because I just don't remember to eat some days, but that's just the way it goes when you're in keto. There is no hunger. And that's really about it. I walk, if the weather's good like today, 3 miles a day, very briskly, and that's it. So that's all I'm doing. I'm down over 40 pounds. I was 232 this morning. And this is in the last, what's it been? March, April, May, June, July, August. So almost 7 months. And I'm down from a size 42 to 34 pants. This is the same extra large shirt I've had for years. So not looking for any input or advice. What I'm doing is working very well for me. I'm sure it's different than everybody else. And you know, that's just the way it is. So that's what I'm doing just to help answer questions. On to the windscreens. So on this platform, the screens are always going through an intermediate bracket. So all we have to do is zip off a few bolts and screws, and that's just going to vary depending on the screen. On the Yamaha, I've got 4 pretty soft Phillips head here to take the screen off the bracket, and then at least 4 that have to come back off the bracket to the bike. And then the new screens are pretty much the same thing. They just have their own set of brackets and fasteners. So really straightforward. Let's go ahead and put the first one on. So here's the sports screen installed. You can see that it does come up about 4 inches taller than the basic Yamaha, so it does cover slightly the gauge cluster. You can't see any of it from the front. And that is a sticker, by the way, if you care to peel that off. So it'll be completely black if you do. And you can barely see through it. I think I'll see a little tiny bit through in direct sun, but that's about it. For the most part, it is blacked out. Does fit the lines of the bike, comes down to a point there. I guess looks are going to be completely subjective. All right, let's go ahead and get it out on the road, and I'll tell you how it feels. So my hope with this screen is that it kind of alleviates some of the 80-mile-an-hour brick wall I kind of hit. That's like my comfort level for relaxed riding. That's where the wind starts to affect how I'm holding up my helmet, and it puts strain on my neck over time. It's, you know, fine to run this up to 120 or so in short bursts, but it does take a toll on your shoulders and neck because the wind really does make a difference up there. Not going to go quite that fast today, but we're going to run down to highway speeds at least. I'm not sure if this string is going to be very effective. There seems to be a low pressure zone kind of behind it, but it's worth trying. I'll at least be able to give you my thoughts on how it feels. Right away I can feel a difference in where the wind is hitting, usually with the stock Yamaha screen, which again is like nothing at all. The wind is hitting me all the way down to my waist. Okay, it's a pure naked bike. This one, I can feel a very directed stream of wind hitting me right here, mid-chest, especially under my chin. Feels like a air conditioner blowing on my face. Wow. Okay, well, 90 miles an hour, and my head is just now starting to feel like maybe it does 60 without it. I'm not going to say it's comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable. There's no strain. I can move my head around. That really does make a difference. Wow. I'm surprised. I may keep this on the bike. It's going to come down to looks. So my string idea doesn't look like it quite worked, but that's okay. It was worth a shot. So basically, this functions, it does the job. I do like the looks of that more naked bike front end way better from the outside of the bike. Looking at it here from my perspective, it really doesn't look any different, and when I'm looking straight ahead I can't see any of the gauges, any of the screen. I do notice it bouncing around a bit more. If I look down, the whole screen does bounce quite a bit. The Yamaha is, you know, rock steady because it's pretty much out of the wind flow, but this is definitely sticking up and functioning. Holding my hand up, here's exactly where the wind is going. It's calm below here. Right here is the line of air. Huh. Okay, let's go try the touring. I think it'll make an even bigger difference. Obviously, it's going to be very different looks though. Pretty similar shape, it's just kind of stretched. Let's go ahead and see how it feels. So looking at it from this side, the first thing that I notice is I see it now in my peripheral vision very clearly and very noticeably, because the dang thing is bouncing around like crazy. Not a fan of that. That would kind of drive me nuts. All I see is it just jiggling around. Even looking forward, it's very clearly in my lower vision. Trying to detect here at lower speeds if I can even feel a difference between it and the Sport, and I really can't. The Windstream's hitting higher. It was at my chin with the Sport, and it's up right in the middle of my visor here. But I'm still getting some good wind coming to my upper chest, I think from just these sides here, because I'm feeling wind right here and not so much at the bottom of my chin vent. It's kind of like a blank spot. Wow, where'd all this traffic come from? We're gonna get right in here. So this one really feels about the same as the Sport overall. It's moving the bike around more, I feel that. Front end is dancing. Even hear it. I was up to 70, but it was moving around a bit. The Sport didn't do that, and I never had that before. So this is definitely catching a lot more wind, but it's really not delivering it quite that differently. Wind stream's about here. So it's not going to be deflecting rain off you, it's going to be hitting you right in the middle of the visor. I'd have to say, for performance, go with the Sport. I really wasn't expecting that. I thought this would lift even more air, but it just doesn't. Interesting. Sport Clear looks like a really fun option. So there you go, guys. Hope this helps somebody make a choice. Thank you to Ermax for sending these in for comparison. It's definitely a fun little project to do. Surprising results for me, maybe not for you, but I've always had the experience of bigger the windscreen, the more protection, and yada yada yada. Not in this case. Check them out. I'll put the link down below. It's not an affiliate link, just for your information. See you next time.